everyone, it's Brooke here. This video will be a short introduction on kind of what I'm expecting you guys to do for your journal club presentations. For me though, when I get to the results and discussion, I'm just gonna show you the pictures, tell you guys to read the actual article, and then pick and choose like something that you found interesting from the article and then post it on the discussion board that I created specifically for the journal club for your section on the lecture D2L site. So I'm gonna get started and I guess I'll respond to any messages there. All right, guys, the chosen article is one taken from the Sleep Journal on COVID-19 related mobility reduction, heterogeneous effects on sleep and physical activity rhythms. So I want you guys to give a brief introduction on points that the authors also found valuable. So just to start off, sleep and physical activity are two lifestyle factors that are critical to health and well-being. Another one is diet specifically. They kind of make this triangle of health. And the COVID-19 pandemic has so far caused mobility restrictions. So this is saying you can't leave your house, saying you can't leave your state or your country. That's just kind of what they mean by mobility restrictions. And this disrupted daily routines worldwide. So this is not a issue that's only impacted America. It's impacted everyone. And because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen greater anxiety in people, maybe even people that never really had anxiety before. We're seeing increased electronic media use, and this can be in the home, everywhere. We also see greater flexibility in scheduling. This is because of the working from home movement that we're currently in. There's less driving because there's less people going into work every day. And then there are decreases in social jet lag effects. And I'll talk about that on this slide. And this slide is mostly bringing up sleep and physical activity and how they're changing due to COVID. So first off, the less social jet lag that we're seeing. Social jet lag is just something that occurs to people that have a regular bedtime and wake up time during the weekday, but then on weekends you see a later bedtime and a later wake up time. This is usually because of social activities or just people getting into their more natural rhythms if they have early wake up times for their job. There have been some improved sleep health due to working from home. There's less driving, and so that's more time that you could actually work and more time to sleep, pretty much. But we have seen that sleep quality actually decreases, and we believe that there's greater sensitivity to stress, which is impacting the sleep quality. So usually when you have anxiety or an anxiety disorder, you have worse sleep quality, and so we're seeing those same effects on people now during the COVID pandemic. There's also a reduction in structured and unstructured forms of physical activity. And so structured physical activity is like you set up a workout routine and let's say you spend an hour at the gym lifting weights. Well, now that gyms are closed, you don't have that structured workout routine anymore. And then unstructured forms are just any physical activity you could have gotten walking at your work or to your work or to the bus or the train or any type of social activity. Let's say you go out for dinner, you have to walk to your car and then walk to the restaurant and then walk to sit down, all of that sort of thing. And then I want you guys to discuss the method. So how the authors of this paper went and did this paper. Okay, so here in this specific paper from Sleep, the authors took the Health Insights from Singapore study, which is a currently ongoing study. They pretty much just collect physical activity and sleep health data. They also collected meals, but this study didn't really look into any meals or food intake, which they should have, because that would have been definitely interesting to learn. So they took this ongoing study that's been going on for a couple years now. I believe it's the second year, and they filtered out people. They filtered out people that had data from this year and last year as well, so then they can sort of compare them. And what the data source tells us is physical activity from the Fitbits that were given to the participants. And then the participants also use a mobile app to complete surveys in order to track their physical activity, meals, and their sleep data. Fitbits are known to give some sleep data as well, some pretty accurate, like it's okay. And then they also gave out demographic, health, and lifestyle questionnaires at the start of the study, which was 2 years ago. And then they gave a second study in February 2020 for any family changes that might have changed. And then a third survey in June to tease out any depression symptoms that these participants may have. And that's just the CESDR. And they used the CESDR, and they took 3 questions out of that specifically to assess sleep health. And they asked how many days in a past week that they perceived sleep to be restless, had trouble getting to sleep, or slept much more than usual. And what they did is they took data specifically from the baseline, so before any COVID restrictions really hit Singapore. And that was January 2nd to January 22nd of this year. And then they looked at the increased restriction time, which was between March and April, and compared it to lockdown times as well. So they had all of these different sort of restrictions that were placed on the participants just by Singapore. And then they took that data and compared it to control data from January to April of 2019. So they had about 1,800 individuals in this study. And now for the results and discussion. I'm just going to click through them, but I want you guys to find something interesting from this study, like read over the results and discussion yourself. Find something interesting, post it on D2L on that discussion board specifically for Journal Club. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So go ahead. I have this slide here, but I'm not going to talk about it because I want you guys to bring stuff up. But yeah, that's all I have for you. And make sure you guys write on the discussion board for this week's participation credit.
Okay guys, as a little extra, here's my dog. You guys got this.